Hi everyone, my name is Jyoti and here I am with another video and going to tell you about what is the difference between IELTS, TOEFL and PTE, these examination. You must know before you take any of these tests what are the similarities, what are the differences, advantages, disadvantages of taking these tests. So let's get started. Firstly, you should know if these exams are for English only, then why these are different and why some universities are taking PTE, some are not taking it. Why some universities prefer taking IELTS score than the TOEFL score. So there must be a reason, right? Here is the answer. All three tests are the proficiency test. Accepted. Now, taking for immigration, yes, these all three exams we take for study and for immigration, both the purpose. But what's the difference? I'll tell you later. Now, evaluates on the basis of your LRWS. It means listening, reading, writing and speaking. What are the similarities? Let me tell you once more, which is these all are the English test. These evaluate you on the basis of your listening, reading, writing and speaking. These all three tests are taken for the study abroad and for the immigration process. Okay. Now, let's talk about the advantages of all three tests. First, IELTS. Suitable for candidates who have been learning Queen's English their entire lives. So, as I said, that IELTS is something which is widely accepted, right? Why it is widely accepted and highly accepted, I should say? Because it is a pure test of English, I should say. Because in listening module, you are taking only listening. In reading, 1 hour only reading. For writing, 1 hour only writing. And for the speaking also, you are sitting with an examiner. An examiner is taking and evaluating you on basis of your fluency, lexical resources and other skills. So that's why it is very prominent exam which is taken. Now next, also offers separate exam for journal training and the immigration for the immigration purpose, and for the it better evaluates you for your speaking expertise, suitable for those who prefer paper based test. These all the advantages we have if we take IELTS. Let me count one more time. First, you can take the test of your own choice, whether it is CBT or paper based. There are few people those feel very hesitated when they have to take a computer based test, because somewhere they cannot control everything there, right? They feel very kind of, they are in panic situation, that's why they could not score much. So this is a thing, that's why IELTS gives you this flexibility that you can choose your paper based test or the computer based test. Second benefit of taking IELTS, that you have, whether you are a student or you are a working professional, you both can take IELTS. You will have your separate test. For the students, it is academic. For the working professional, there is GT test. For the speaking test in IELTS, you have to sit with the examiner for 15 to 20 minutes, and on the basis of question, you have to respond, and on the basis of your responses, you will get your band score. That's why it is very much important. And the last thing, that um, okay, so this is something. Now, if I talk about the fees, so fees are almost same for all the IELTS and TOEFL, but PT is a bit expensive. Let's learn about it later. But here, if we focus to the TOEFL test, so TOEFL is less expensive than the PT IELTS. I suggest you to go to the ETS website and check the fees of these particular tests, because they keep changing the amount, right? So you should check. Offers more objective assessment of speaking test. I'll tell you one thing here. What is the here in TOEFL, it offers you the objective type questions more, right? And for the speaking skills, again, you have very short period of time where you have to speak. The plus point is you do not have to face a person who is sitting next to you or sitting before you, because there are some people those feel very hesitated when they have to talk to a human. Comparatively, they feel very confident when they are talking to the computer. For those people, this is a test. Okay, better scope of scoring high. So yeah, as I said, that IELTS is a Queen's English, right? Whereas the TOEFL is an English test where English is taken as a foreign language. It means you have lot of leverages. You can do mistake, it's adjustable, fine. But in IELTS, you cannot do a single mistake. This is the difference. Widely accepted in US and Canadian institutes. So yes, TOEFL is widely accepted in US and then after Canada. Few universities of Australia are also taking TOEFL as the English test, the evidence of your English scores. But again, you have to check and go to the university website, go check there that which exams are accepted here, okay. Third, PTE, completely automated test. It means automated test, it means everything would be on computer. You do not have any human interaction there. Even human would not check your PTE responses. Now, can be completed in short time window. So comparatively, like in IELTS, like we have 1 hour, an entire reading we have to read and then find answers. In PTE, you have short passages, okay. For the writing and speaking also, you have short task that you have to do, and you will be able to manage everything in short period of time. Announces the result quicker than the other two test services. Yes, so in PT you get the answer instantly. If I talk about the results here in IELTS, if you are taking paper based test, it may take 2 weeks or 12 days to what do you say, you will get your results in 2 weeks or 12 days. But if you are taking CBT test, you will get your scorecard in 1 week, or even less than that, 5 days sometimes. Here for the TOEFL, it takes 1 week or less than a week, and for the PT it takes again lesser than that. Last is written test only entails a single long form response. So here, as I said, PTE has different tests in it. Those all tests are for short duration of time. So you do not have to sit for longer test. This is the beauty of PTE, but for IELTS, you would feel exhaust sometime. So that's why you have to practice more. Okay, next. What are the disadvantages? So in IELTS, speaking face-to-face interview you have, where you can express, you can enjoy your communication, you can express more yourself, you can enjoy the entire communication, you can interact, okay. For the people those love to interact, this is the test for you. Now, you need to set aside 2 days for giving IELTS. Yes, there is a thing, when you book your IELTS slot, you will have 2 days of test. First day you will have when you are going to take your listening, reading and writing test, and another date you have for the speaking test. It means for speaking you will have to go to another location, another day, and then you will have only speaking test that particular day. Here, essay structure makes the written part very difficult. Yes, essays are very lengthy here, like 250-word essay you have, repetition cannot be done, you can say a wide range of vocabulary should be done, grammatical accuracy should be top notch, you cannot do even a single mistake. So, the checking criteria is very tough here. Now, a lot of improvement is needed to increase even a single band score. Yes, it is true. If you got stuck somewhere in 5.5, you will take a lot of time to improve your score and get band 6. Somewhere the people, those are not from the English background, they hesitate a lot and they do the silly mistake. That's why they could not score that much what they want. For them, TOEFL can be a better choice. But again, I said you should go to the university website, go and check whether that university is taking TOEFL or not. Talking about TOEFL, what disadvantages we have of TOEFL? Here, TOEFL use the same test criteria for journal, like for immigration and for the candidates as well. Now here in TOEFL, you do not have two separate tests like we have in IELTS. Okay, so in TOEFL, you will have the same test. It is your call whether you want to take it for journal, like for the immigration, or you want to take it for the academic purpose. Not for those who are accustomed to give paper-based exams and tests. Yes, like it is something which is need to understood, that people those are habituated taking paper-based exams cannot deal with computer so easily. That's why they need a practice, they need a training. And still, if you are afraid of, You should not go for the TOEFL test, because for the TOEFL you do not have any paper based test. It is completely computer based. Last, has the longest exam duration 4 hours. So it is something which should be changed, because recently we have what do you say, updated timings for the TOEFL. It is for 3 hours, and so in a complete 3 hours you have a 10-minute break. So that's how the TOEFL test goes. The window of registration is usually very short. Like for the IELTS, every time, every month you can book your exam. But for the TOEFL, you need to pick a particular slot. Okay, these are the months when the window opens for the registration. That's why it is bit complicated. PTE, if I talk about the window, like for the exam filling, then for the PTE, you have even the shortest windows. Those are available where you can register yourself for the exam comparatively. Now here, it is not widely accepted as IELTS and TOEFL. So as I said, it totally comes to you that you have to check to the university. Either the university is taking PTE or not, and then only you have to take this exam. It is computer test, like computer based test. You should not expect any human help here. Okay, now a bit expensive, as I said. You should go and check the fees and the some such details, like for how long it is. These details would be available on Pearson website. Now, tougher to understand listening material. Yes, it is one of the obstacles that students face, because when they get fail in IELTS, they have another option of taking PTE for the Australian candidates, especially if I say. When they get failed in IELTS, they take PTE, but listening of PTE is a bit tough. That's why you need to be very, trained in this way. Now, next, what are the things that we have to understand before taking IELTS? Firstly, in IELTS, if you take this exam, for every module, you will have a band score, right? And every module would have highest band score, which is 9. Now, there is nothing which is passing and failing criteria. If you do not take your test, you will get 0 score. But if you attempt your test, you will have some band scores. But more than 5 is something which is acceptable. Less than 5, there is no chance. Timing is 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it is the timing for the entire test. Like I'm including the speaking test also. But if I exclude the speaking test, you will have this test of 2.5 hours. Okay, that 45 minutes, it means the 15-minute slot I have added for the speaking test. For the TOEFL, score range is 30 each. It means in TOEFL, again, you have listening, reading, writing and speaking. In listening, you will have scoring from 30, writing again, and the reading again for the 30. So 30, 30, 30, how much you are getting out of that 30 is your score, right? So in total, it is 120, and in total, the IELTS is band 9. It is the exam of 3 hours. PTE, here you have scores from 0 to 90 overall. Not overall, but the per module would have 0 to 90 score. For example, in listening, if you got 58, so that was the listening score of PTE, where you got 58. Similarly, you will have scores for the writing, reading and other module. Now, overall scores, if you multiply it with 4, you will have 360. It means overall 360 scores we have in PTE, right? Now, it is for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thank you. So this was very important. I think you should know, because it happens. People are still confused that what is the similarity and the differences in these 3 exams, and they got puzzled and they picked the wrong option. That's why now I want you to make up your mind and do research and then book your test. See you. Stay tuned.